Listen, fellow clanmates, love you to death. You guys are terrible at attacking. There's no other way to say it. I mean, just 10 yetis, 10 witches, a log launcher. What is this? What are you gonna do, scare the base to death? Like, listen, you might get a 2-star, but boys, we need these 3 stars. Our warlog is looking rough, to say the least. My self-esteem is going down astronomically each time we go to war. So I'm here to get you guys better so we can finally win at least 2 wars in a row. Something we haven't done in 183 days. So first you need to get a new army. Take that old army and just throw it away. Not good anymore. Let me introduce you to P.E.K.K.A. Super Bowler Bats thing. Yeah. So first let's just scout a base. We got a new Town Hall 12. Pretty easy. He still has a lot of Town Hall 11 defenses. This should be a piece of cake. So what are we looking for, my friends? 2 Inferno Towers that are set on multi. These bad boys roast bats super fast. So you want to either get these out of the way as quickly as you can or be ready to cry yourself to sleep when you get a 1-star. We're going to look at these 2 multi-Inferno Towers, right? And we're going to see what's the fastest way to get to them and also secure the Town Hall. Another thing about bats, don't put them against the Town Hall, just trust me, it doesn't go well. Well, we'd have to assume that it's through the top over here, right? You might think, hey, there's a nice gold mine, let's start up there and get up to the Town Hall. It's gonna be a nice clean line through the center. Wrong, don't do that, please God, do not do that. Why? Let me show you. We got a good witch attack going in here from the very top, starting at the corner. Everything's looking great, right? But then look at this. Where are they going? Where are they go? They're just gone. They're going to the 2 different sides. That's not good. Because if you do that, look at this. You got a wall wrecker with 1 witch following it. Your queen on this side, your king on this side, everything going around. Don't do it. So, what should you do? You still want to go from the top. That's correct. But we're going to do this little thing called funneling. So, what we're gonna do is first switch our warden to ground, because if you do air in this, it's not gonna go well. Trust me. Got a ground warden now. So what do? Where do we funnel? Let me show you. You got the king right here, and you're just going to take the king and put him nice and neat on this gold storage. We're going to try and make him as close to this corner of the gold storage as we can. That's not a gold storage. You get the point, so that he walks towards the left. You got one side down. Now what do? This is called a P.E.K.K.A. We're going to put him on this army camp right there. And now, and only now, are we going to send in the wall wrecker to start breaking open some walls. Well, would you look at that? All the walls are open, there's a nice clean line from the middle, and look at this. All our big boys going straight in there. That's good. Now, you'll notice I forgot to place down the warden. That's not good. That's my fault. You always want to place down the warden because he's going to do a lot of work for you. You want to use this warden ability early. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about when we get to the end of the base? What are we going to do? There's no warden. Who cares? All your troops are still alive right now, and all we need them to do is just secure this 2-star right there, which they're about to do. Now we start the bats. We're going to place them all nice and neat over there, and we're going to make sure we freeze these wizard towers. Wizard towers are the bane of bats' existence, so freeze these wizard towers as much as you can. You want to make sure to time your freezes so you aren't using too many, but still to freeze all these wizard towers. We got another one right there. Freeze him right up. What's he gonna do? We got another one right there. Why don't we freeze him? Now look at this. All the defenses are gone. These bats go straight for defenses and are absolutely gutting this base. You still got all your super bowlers alive. All your bats are now gonna help you clean up. You got your queen on the corner somehow, and you're just gonna place a few more wizards, a few more archers. Boom, bang, bow. This base has been totally destroyed. But why don't we go into this replay to see what exactly made me so good? So we started the funnel on this gold storage, that way all their troops wouldn't walk around. Then we started another funnel on this army camp. Once this camp is taken down, there's only so much room where your troops can just walk around. I mean, look, there's a big gap right there, so they're definitely not going to go this way. And there's a bit of a gap here, so they're not going to walk down like that. So we're just going to wait to put in our main push until our king gets a little more down. Now you'll see I put a P.E.K.K.A. in front of this wall wrecker. That's because the wall wrecker has very low hit points, so if you have other defenses targeting onto him before anything else, it's just going to ruin the attack. He's not going to get into the base at all, and it's going to do nothing for you. Don't do that. Always protect your wall wrecker. Now you'll also notice while I put down a P.E.K.K.A. to protect it, I didn't put down all my troops yet. That's because this funnel is not yet complete. You see, the king still needs to get down this builder hut. That way not all my troops are just going to walk around and follow the outside. If that happens, you might as well just cry yourself to sleep, because baby, you are getting a 1-star. Boom. Builder hut is gone. Now watch this. We're gonna wait to make sure his wizard tower is gone, just put down our healers, then our queen, and boom, you see all these walls have just opened up. That's when I'm gonna place all my super boulders so they have nowhere to go except for inside. Now again, I forgot to put down my warden. This is not recommended. What can I say? You'll see everything is following the path towards the inside. This is exactly what we need. If they don't go into the inside, they're not going to do anything for you. Now I put down the warden a little late, but you'll see once I get him covering every single troop, I'm going to immediately hit that warden ability. That's because all the damage right now is hitting them. Now these troops aren't actually what's most important to this raid. What's most important to this raid is making sure I get down this town hall and get down these 2 multi-infernos. So as long as I live long enough to do that, I don't care, they can die, who cares? You'll see I raged them up as well. Why'd I do that? I wanted them to get everything down in this section as fast as I could, that way I can start my bats as soon as possible. And I also want to make sure they get down this town hall with a lot of health left. So now you'll see on this right side here, I'm going to drop all these bat spells once these guys secure the town hall. Now pause, why am I dropping them on the right and not the left? Why am I dropping them on the right instead of the very middle? Well, let's take a second to think about this. You can drop them on the left or the right. I just chose the right, it doesn't matter. But you do never, ever, please God, never put them onto this wizard tower in the very middle. Why don't you want to do that? These bats find their powers in numbers. If they're just 1 or 2 here and there, they're going to do nothing. If half them go one side, half them go the other side, it's going to do nothing for you. You want these guys to clump up and just take down defenses instantly. So we're going to start them on one of these sides. That way they follow this L-shaped path and get down all the defenses. So we're going to watch them. Alright, let's see what they do. All 6 of them. Now you're going to see at first, there's only a few of them there. I'm going to freeze this wizard tower immediately. I don't even want to take a chance. I don't know for sure if he can hit him from there. I'm not going to risk it. I value my 3-star. And you'll see, these bats right here, they're hardly doing any damage. Let's just slow this down a second. They're not doing much, but once these guys get all clumped together, this base is toast. We freeze the wizard tower once again because we don't even want to risk it. One shot from a wizard tower on your bats could end an entire attack. You always want to be making sure you're getting those wizard towers, those multi-infernos, all those frozen as fast as possible at Town Hall 12. Multi-infernos and wizard towers are your 2 worst enemies for this attack. So you'll see they keep following this path. Now they're instantly killing defenses. I'm going to freeze this wizard tower. Even though I don't really need to yet, I'm just, again, being sure. And I freeze this wizard tower over here. Even though he's being tanked by something, just making sure. Better safe than sorry. So these bats are just going to easily one-shot all these defenses here. And now there's nothing left that can really harm them. So I can sit back, take a screenshot, brag to clanmates, who cares? You just got a 3-star and we're getting closer to winning this war now. So now that we know kind of how it's going to work, let's try it again, but in the real world. Again, what we're going to need is 2 P.E.K.K.A.s, 5 super bowlers, 5 healers, 2 wizards, and 2 archers. Now spell-wise, what do we need? Well, we need 7 bat spells and 4 freezes. And then what do we want in our clan castle? A P.E.K.K.A., an ice golem, a rage spell, and a log launcher. Now once all this is finished training, we're going to go scout out some bases. And I'm going to try and explain to you what exactly it is we're looking for. So let's look at this base real quick. 2 Infernos are both set to single. Those are really good for bat spells. We got 2 wizard towers right next to each other so you can take them out real nice and quick. And it looks like we got a pretty straight line into the town hall from those 2 wizard towers. So how are we going to funnel this? Again, we're going to take the king and put him on this camp so he can continue to go left down for us. And then we're going to put a P.E.K.K.A. on the edge of this dark elixir drill. Let's see how this goes. Alright, we got both those going in where we want them. And we're just going to even start the log launcher now, just because we have plenty of time for it. Everything's tanking for it. And we're just going to wait for him to break open this wall, quickly put a P.E.K.K.A in there just to make sure he's gonna still be tanked. And now we put all their troops down. Now see, every single troop is going straight in where we need them. We're gonna try and use our Warden ability on this Town Hall, if we can manage it. And let's see how this is going. And right about now is when I'm gonna use the Warden ability. Perfect, perfect. Now we're gonna start in our bats right over here. There's a single Inferno Tower. We don't want him doing all that work to our big boys, so we're gonna freeze them as soon as we can. Now we got all our bats going in through this base. And our worries over here is gonna be, again, this Wizard Tower. Oh, didn't get us quite in time. We're gonna freeze it again, and now we're gonna worry about the next Wizard Tower up here. That was a little bit early of a freeze. That might come back to bite us, but if our bats can get there fast enough, which they can. Oh, they barely got it down. This is gonna be huge. Now we got this whole base down. There's nothing else we need to worry about. You want to be careful to time your freezes as soon as you can. I was a little bit kind of hasty with them, and I wasn't really waiting as long as I should have been, but God is on my side. And just like that, we have 3-starred yet another base, this one even better than the base we were 3-starring in practice rounds. Now again, why did we go for this base in the first place? He looked kind of scary. Well, it was because of the compatibility to our army with the base. All these single target Infernos, even though they're spread out, single target Infernos are going to be perfect for our bats to go against because they can't kill huge amounts of them at once. We have 2 Wizard Towers right next to each other, so we just took them out in the beginning, and all we had to worry about were 1, 2, and 3 other Wizard Towers, and we had 4 freeze spells, so we should have been fine if I had timed them a little better. We have a good place to funnel out. You see, the king, once he kills this camp, he has nowhere left to go but left, and he's going to keep funneling that. And this P.E.K.K.A, if you get him on this very corner of the Dark Elixir drill, right about there, he's going to keep walking left too. So we were able to make a good funnel and get him into this compartment, which didn't leave them really anywhere to go but inside and deeper into this base. And as you see, we could start our log launcher really early over there so we could break open those walls even faster because we had the king, which was tanking the warden, the cannon. This cannon was being tanked by this P.E.K.K.A, this Expo was being tanked by the P.E.K.K.A, everything was tanking it, so we didn't really have to worry about anything. Now you'll notice, this king walks away, and I'm going to immediately try and put a P.E.K.K.A down in front of this wall record and make sure he doesn't get switched onto. Wait for it, here it comes. Boom! P.E.K.K.A right there in front of the wall record. That's going to ensure that this wall record is staying as healthy as possible. And now, once the funnel is set, which means I'm going to wait for this gold mine to be gone so all my troops are going in, I'm going to put everything down. So see, gold mine down. Now we start putting everything in, all our healers in, warden in as soon as we can. And just like that, everything's walking straight into the base, and they're wreaking absolute havoc on it. Because of their bowler bounces, it's going to destroy everything. So even though the eagle is targeting onto our troops, it doesn't matter, we got them all being healed up, and we're going to stay perfectly fine. So that's why we hold this warden ability for even longer than we did in the first attack. You see, they're getting hurt, but then the healers are getting them back up, and these bowler bounces are doing so much work. And we use the warden now just to make sure that this bomb doesn't go off and that they aren't getting hurt by these single target Infernos right there. And just like that, we are good to send in our bats. We got a nice clear L-shaped path for them to go through here and then all the way up to there. It's gonna work great, trust me. And it did work great. I mean, you already saw. Once the eagle's down, the eagle artillery can also be a pretty big threat to bats, but that's why we always try and get that bad boy down in the very beginning. Usually he's not going to target onto your bats, but if there's nothing left or everything's inside of the current radius it can't hit, it's going to hurt your bats. We start our bats down over here. We freeze it up, saving not only these bats, but also this P.E.K.K.A that was getting targeted onto by the single target Inferno. We want to use our freezes and get as much value as we can, so we're freezing both these defenses instead of just the Wizard Tower, and we continue through it. You'll see, you can tell when the Wizard Tower is in range of your bats by this cool, neat little animation right here. You see how he's about to shoot, he turns around, lifts up his hands. You want to make sure you freeze the second you see his head swivel, because if you don't, he's going to hit your bats and destroy them. But we got him right in the nick of time too. I mean, you'll see he nearly shot. Like, look at that. He is in the shooting animation at the very end of it. But luckily I froze him just in time. And I'm going to freeze him again because those bats wouldn't have taken him out in time. And then we're going to focus up here onto these bigger clump of bats. Now I was a little bit paranoid the wizard was in range, it was hard to tell, so I froze him just in case, and that nearly bit me. But luckily, everything was fine. And these bats would have been in range, so it wasn't a bad freeze, it was just I could have timed it better. But these bats, again, they're chewing up these defenses, and even though this wizard's gonna kind of take a chunk of them out, there's just so many of them, and at this point there was nothing he could do. Even if all those bats got killed, we had a minute left and a huge army in the very bottom. But once we see everything is taken care of, all these defenses, we immediately start our cleanup over here. We got wizards going over there, we got a wizard going over here, and our bats are going to do a lot of work for us, but we just want to make sure we help them out a little bit with these wizards and archers. You'll see, bats take out the queen, they go for these gold storages. We have a huge army still over here chewing up everything. We got the healers and the bowlers over there. This base was just pretty much crushed. I mean, we had a swag queen ability too. This base isn't really one I'd recommend going against. You got both the multi-infernos over here, the eagle and the town hall are all over there. So just to be safe, even though I think I might be able to get this, I'm just not going to even risk it. I mean, both multi-infernos we're going to skip. This looks like a fully maxed out town hall 12, nearly, but we don't have any good path. We can't really funnel it anywhere. The reason I'm not going against it isn't because it's maxed, it's because the base layout really does not cater to me. I can't send in this wall wrecker and get a clean line to the town hall while getting the eagle out. Even though there's 3 wizard towers clumped together, we're not going to risk it yet again. Now this base, there's one multi-target inferno. The eagle is in the same compartment as the town hall. It seems relatively easy to funnel out, so we're going to go for it. What we're going to do is start our king on this, and we're going to go onto from the army camp. Now I placed him a little wrong, so he might walk around the edge here. This might not be good, but we're going to put a P.E.K.K.A. onto this elixir collector. So king is going to walk around. That's not terrible, but that's not really what we want. So we're going to start our P.E.K.K.A. He's going to tank for the wall wrecker, and we're going to go straight in for that multi-target inferno. So we're about to send everything in. We're going to put the bowlers a little bit to the right, so they go in just like that. Everything's going in straight as we want it. Now that's actually not good. We got a lot of bowlers walking around. Our queen might even walk around. So we're just going to rage up here and make sure they get the town hall and warden ability now. The bowlers are luckily, thank God, coming right back in. And we're getting this town hall down really quickly. We're not going to freeze anything because we're not really worried about this main push yet again. But we're going to start everything in. We're going to tank the wizard tower with a wizard. And we're just going to hope that they get it down in time so we don't have to burn a freeze. Now our next worry, that wizard tower is going to be tanked, it's going to be frozen by this ice golem, we don't need to freeze it either. We're going to again be very frugal with our freezes. Our king is still working around on the outside. We're going to freeze this wizard tower now, and he's gone. We got 3 freezes left, we don't even need them. Everything is gone. We got 3 swag freezes, a swag queen ability. This attack strategy is just so strong. It's been a minute and a half, this base is gone. We're going to freeze both these elixir collectors just because we can. Queen ability, that's how you do it. Now even though that attack really didn't go as good as we wanted it to, let's see why it happened to work. Now we got the king. What I meant to do was place him on this army camp, that way he would walk up to the elixir storage and help funnel out all the way over towards this next army camp right here. But that's not what happened, so we had to kind of adapt with a P.E.K.K.A. instead. So the king, he's going to walk down. I see that, so I put this P.E.K.K.A. on this elixir collector. And then I want to start my wall wrecker early so these walls are getting broken very quickly. So I'm going to put something in front of him to tank it. And then we're going to wait until these walls are open until we send in our push. Now we're going to send in our queen a little bit early, and this wall breaks open here. And I meant to put the boulders a little bit more to the right, and that nearly did actually hurt and kill this attack, as you see, because they're going to walk up towards this elixir storage. Now the queen luckily is going in along with maybe 1 or 2 bowlers, but a lot of these guys are looking like they're about to walk around. So we're going to use our warden ability as soon as we can once it covers up as much of our troops as possible. And now that we see these bowlers are coming back, we're feeling a little bit more safe now. We got a P.E.K.K.A. and an ice golem inside of this wall wrecker. So we're going to use our warden ability, make sure that gets everything we want it to. And these bowler bounces are going to absolutely massacre this inside. They're breaking open walls, they're killing this eagle artillery. And so we go up with the bats now. We don't need to worry about this main push. We don't even need to pay attention to it, because even if it doesn't succeed, we know it's at least going to get this wizard tower, and there's only going to be 2 wizard towers left. There's no splash defenses, and these bats could honestly kill everything. but it's good that it still helped us out. But we don't need to really look at it anymore. It's not a concern to us. The queen will auto ability if she needs to, so we're going to focus all the way up here. Now, if you remember, I did a little strategy with the wizard tower. I put this wizard down, and immediately after I saw the wizard tower was being tanked by it, I put down all of my bat spells onto it. This is going to cause this wizard tower to get tanked and then get taken down before it can even get a shot off on the bats. Now we're going into this wizard tower, and we see from the side of my eye there's a P.E.K.K.A and there's an ice golem. Again, when the ice golem dies, we all know what happens. Boom. Ice everywhere. Everything's frozen. So we're not going to freeze him because this wizard tower is going to be tanked, so we can just save our freeze yet again. And we'll see that's exactly what happens. This ice golem gets taken down, everything's frozen, and our bats are remaining safe. We have a huge clump of them coming around now. And we freeze that wizard tower right as it can activate, and at this point we see there is nothing left that can target Splash. We got one Expo, kind of a concern, but I mean, I was going to swag 3 spells, guys. I mean, come on. So if you want to be safe, make sure to freeze them, but if you want to be cool like me, make sure you just hope everything goes great and freeze everything else as a swag spell. See, they go straight to this, and this guy gets immediately taken out. Bats are just super strong, and just like that, this base is absolutely wrecked yet again. This strategy is super versatile on a lot of different bases. As long as you can funnel everything in and freeze everything on the right time, it's pretty easy. So throw away all your dumb, stupid attacks and start using this attack so we can win this war, guys. Please, God, do it. My fellow Town Hall 12s, we need these stars. Thank you.